Honorable MEC of the Department of Social Development, Mamushinga, Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, Mamu Council Umieni, officials from various levels of government and partner organizations, distinguished guests, members of the diplomatic corps, all dignitaries present here today, captains of industry, and all champions of youth development, which is the reason why we are here today. All protocol observed, and a very good evening to all of you. It is indeed a privilege for us as East Coast Radio, together with our holding companies, KTH and Kagiso Media, to partner with the Department of Social Development in supporting this very powerful vision to develop and support our youth through the integrated youth development strategy. This partnership really means a lot to us. East Coast Radio is a proud corporate citizen of this amazing province. We proudly serve the diverse people of KwaZulu-Natal and beyond with accurate news and information, great entertainment, hit music, and amazing personalities. You saw one of them here. There he is. We therefore, MEC, feel duty-bound that when there are players in our province that are making a difference in the lives of the youth of KZN, that we must also stand up and play our part. Because if it matters to KZN, it matters to us as East Coast Radio. We are here with you to pledge our support for the department's integrated youth development strategy. I think most importantly, we recognize that this program is not just about providing resources, but it is about equipping young people with the tools and skills that they need in order to navigate and succeed in a rapidly evolving world. Through comprehensive support programs from education and skills development to job readiness, and in this day and age, very importantly, mental health resources, this initiative has a holistic approach that resonates deeply with our values as East Coast Radio. We strongly believe that nurturing these key areas can spark a long-lasting transformation in this beautiful province of KwaZulu-Natal, empowering our youth not only to dream, but to realize those dreams within their communities. MEC, in this spirit, I am really honored to announce that East Coast Radio, together with KTH and Kagiso Media, will be contributing to the integrated youth development strategy a whole sum of 500,000 rands. Our commitment is not just financial, it is a dedication to join hands in building a stronger, more resilient generation which is prepared for both the opportunities and the challenges of tomorrow. For us, this partnership stands as a beacon of hope for our youth, and we are grateful to play a part in this journey towards a brighter future for KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you very much for allowing us to be part of this transformative vision. We really look forward to seeing the incredible impact. That's what it's about. The Premier was here, he was speaking about impact that we need to make, and we'd like to see this initiative, MEC, grow from strength to strength. I thank you very much.
Okay, okay, I can see where the money went. Contract negotiation, aiku. And then suddenly, okay. So, there we go. That's our boss. I think East Coast Radio is in good hands. Nzuvele Mthethwa. And now I'd like to welcome to the space the Senior Manager for the National Youth Development Program or Agency as we urge closer and closer towards our big announcement and our plan. Can I please ask Tsepo Manyama to come and join us? Tsepo Manya, there he is. That's it, yeah, you build it, keep it going. Build it, he's almost here. Build it. Woza la patsip. Woza.
Greeting. The protocol which was established, observed. Yeah, my name is Tsepo Manyama. I'm a Senior Manager for National Youth Development Agency based in Sandton. I think we're gathered here as a driving force for the SNYDA, or the brainchild through government for the IYDS. And I'd like to thank especially Social Development MEC. We're already in pilot space with your team. We already funded almost about 250 young people in that project, and we're looking forward for the renewal of the MOU and make sure that the pitfalls we have seen will put more money, as we already put more money in the project. So we'll just want to support this initiative, and it came at the right time, as we are the IYDC framework is at the review stage, because we are waiting for the GNU to look at where the pitfalls which we need to change. I think with this strategy, it is going to contribute immensely when the GNU and at the national level meet to make sure that we implement and we capacitate our young people in that regard. So as NYDA, actually I forgot to render my apologies for my chairperson, Asana Luaka. She was not able to come, and the CEO in that regard, in that manner. So they rendered their apologies. Then I had to fly down urgently here to grace this event. But as a National Youth Development, we will support this implementation through our pilot project, a wholly 100%. I know from us, I saw the MD said he's putting 500,000. As I know, we put more than already almost 600. We'll go to 1 million. We encourage them to match us to make sure that we get there. I thank you.
Thank you, Tsepo. And now, may I please ask, make sure we got all the names correct here. Sitting right here in front of me, His Excellency, Mr. Alain Gregoire, the Dean of the Diplomatic Corps KZN and High Consul of Belgium for KZN and the Free State. Please welcome the Dean.
Good evening, everybody. Minister Shinga, Deputy Mayor, Deputy Director General, Head of Departments, Consul Generals, Consuls, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and to all our esteemed youth that is here today. It's an honor for me to be here to celebrate the launch of the Social Development Integrated Youth Development Strategy. This initiative marks a significance in a step forward in our collective efforts to empower our youth and foster substantial development within our communities. We recognize that our role extends beyond formal negotiations and protocol, but also encompasses fostering, understanding, bridging divides, and most importantly, creating opportunities for the young people of our city. As Dean of the Diplomatic Corps, I am deeply committed to supporting initiatives and promote the well-being and development of all young people. The youth represents our future, and their success is integral to the progress and prosperity of our nations. Today, the MSC is launching a strategy that not only addresses the immediate needs for our youth, but will also lay the foundation for long-term growth and empowerment. This comprehensive strategy will encompass various aspects of youth development, including education, employment, health, social inclusion, leadership, and personal development. The Diplomatic Corps, as a supplement to the strategy, offers a range of opportunities, together with resources, that has a potential benefit for the youth. This may include the following and may vary per country. Educational scholarships from various countries provide scholarships for young individuals to pursue higher education, both locally and internationally. By investing in education, we contribute in equipping the youth with knowledge and the skills necessary for them to excel in their chosen fields, both local and on the international level. Some of the embassies and some of the consulates offer programs. This provides young people with valuable experience and exposure to international relations. This enhances their understanding of global issues, arts, culture, sports, and prepares them for all future leadership roles. Some also offer workshops to focus on essential skills as well as leadership skills. Also for personal development and career planning. These sessions empower young individuals to become effective leaders and make informed decisions about their futures. Some of the consulates and embassies offer cultural exchange programs. But this allows for young people to experience different cultures. It will broaden their perspective and build lasting connection with their peers worldwide. These exchanges will foster mutual understanding and global cooperation. By recognizing the importance of entrepreneurship in driving economic growth, we also provide support and resources to young entrepreneurs. This, to some extent, includes access to funding, mentorship, and networking opportunities, which in turn will help them in their ideas into successful ventures. Most countries represented here this evening have universities and institutions that offer scholarships, either in a fully funded or partial funded means. So I would like for all of us to have a look at some of these possible scholarships. If we could go to the young gentleman there on that website, please. And I'd like to call on China first.
China. Just up a bit. Yep. I think, okay, if you could go back and select China. Okay, explore. Okay, can you, okay. So there are many, there's pages after pages after pages. If we go for this one, for example, this is fully funded, fully funded. Can you go up? Back to browser opportunities. Yeah. Up some more. Fully funded, and so the pages will go on. Can you click on Belgium? Thank you. Fully funded, partially funded. Sorry, you're going up a little bit too high. Fully funded. This is just one website. All consulates, all embassies, we offer scholarships.
By offering scholarships, bright young people get equipped with knowledge and the skill necessary to help tackle local and global challenges. All over the world, nations are faced with challenges such as poverty, hunger, migration, conflicts, climate change, and the effects are felt locally. But the cause and solution are global, and these challenges that concern us all, we can only solve them together. In order to find a solution to these challenges, we need knowledge, and we need people who apply that knowledge in an innovative way to help develop solutions that were previously not available. The single most important capital of an organization, of a university, or of a nation is human capital. People, their talents, their knowledge, their experience, their successes and accomplishments, and their ambitions. We believe that the scholarship programs offers a great opportunity to further develop and cherish human capital, to strengthen skills and knowledge of young people. I am going to touch on Belgium a little bit. I do believe there's a gentleman here from CEDA. So one of the institutions that we create these opportunities is called FLEUR UIS. It's a development corporation, and it's funded by the Belgian government, and it's available worldwide. And to give you an idea, since of its introduction into South Africa, which is a very important partner for FLEUR UIS in Belgium, from 2003 to 2021, FLEUR UIS in Belgium has spent over 460 million rand in cooperation with South Africa. And that includes 2 long-term institutional universities, which are the University of Western Cape and the University of Limpopo. And young South African students can submit an application for these scholarships. We also have the Belgium Plato program, which we engage in many countries around the world. And we have an appointed service provider, which is work between Plato, Belgium, our representative here, and CEDA, and it's called basically a small coaching program. And to give you some figures, for example, if we look at the South African results on the impact of the Plato intervention, we can clearly see excellent results. And I'm just going to take it across the board on last year's figure. The turnover on these little SMEs climbed by 274%. Employment creation by 47%. And asset value by 75%. And as Darryl mentioned, with the floods 3 years ago here in KwaZulu-Natal, within Durban, mainly Durban, we partnered with East Coast Radio and the Premier's office, and we began a program of who could donate the most blankets, pillows, and it became a full-on competition between China, USA, Belgium, France, and all 34 consulates took part. The more we added, the more they added. So every morning I would look at the emails to see the figures, and we battled to keep up with China and the USA. And I think eventually China took it. So then I went one step further. I took it to the embassy level, and there Belgium donated 21 million rand. So with East Coast Radio, I think the eThekwini trucks arrived there, and the people at East Coast Radio took care of us. We went live on radio, and they worked very closely with Gift of the Givers. And it was incredible to see 34 consulates, 34 countries take part in this. The 34 consulates represented in KwaZulu-Natal strongly believe that working closely with our South African government officials and colleagues, we certainly can all move forward together and together achieve our goals. I look forward to the positive impact that this tragedy will have on our youth and in our communities. In closing, we are here to set up projects and partnerships and to share minds and to change lives together. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alain Gregoire. And are we getting there? We are getting there. We have one more address for you, and I don't know if like me, you can smell that the dinner, it's not fair really, because the dinner's now calling. And, but I'm not rushing because we are building. We are building. You can feel that there's a theme here. We're going somewhere. We have youth in the room. We have leadership in the room. We have captains of industry in the room. And slowly but surely, we're going to put all those threads together, and eventually we're going to come up with a fantastic solution. The MEC is in front of me as well, saying, come on, Darren, let's get there. Let's get there. All right. So may I please invite, so we got one more speaker, a short video, and then of course the MEC will speak to us and make the announcement. So can I ask to give his remarks by the Durban Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Mnentle Nzama, Industry Chairperson for Youth in Business. Mr. Mnentle. Mnentle. Here we go. Guys, he's a youngster, so make him very comfortable. Come on now. Come on now. Mnentle.
Thank you, Program Director, Honorable Premier, Honorable MEC for Social Development, Deputy Mayor of eThekwini, Captains of Industry, fellow leaders and distinguished guests, all protocol observed. Sanborn. Good evening. It's an honor to be here today as the chairperson of the Youth and Business Forum at the Durban Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I'd like to thank the KwaZulu-Natal Department of Social Development for inviting us to be a part of the launch of the Integrated Youth Development Strategy for the period of 2024 to 2029. This event marks a significant step forward in our shared mission to create a brighter, more inclusive future for the youth of KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa as a whole. The youth are the future. That is why our focus at the Durban Chamber is not only on promoting business growth, but it's also on empowering the next generation of entrepreneurs, innovators, and leaders. Through the Youth and Business Forum, we are committed to providing resources, mentorship, and networking opportunities to help young people achieve their business aspirations. Our work is driven by a commitment to ensuring that the youth of KwaZulu-Natal and South Africa as a whole have the support they need to thrive and contribute to the communities and drive our economy forward. Today's launch of our ideas aligns perfectly with these goals. It's a roadmap that recognizes the incredible potential of our youth and provides practical ways to support them in building sustainable livelihoods. This strategy brings together government, private sector, and community organizations to uplift young people and create opportunities for them and create meaningful opportunities for growth. As we gather here, I'm reminded of the challenges that young entrepreneurs in our province face. Many lack access to resources, mentorship, and funding, especially those in rural areas and underdeveloped areas. However, with initiatives like these, we're building a foundation that can provide our youth with the tools they need to succeed. I've witnessed firsthand how similar support has transformed the lives of young people in our forum, helping them to overcome barriers and create jobs and inspire others. The Durban Chamber and the Youth and Business Forum are eager to work with the Department of Social Development and other partners to bring the strategy to life. Together, we can implement training programs, provide mentorship, and create funding opportunities that will directly benefit youth-owned businesses and contribute to job creation, which will bring our unemployment rate down. Let us use this strategy as a catalyst for real sustainable change, particularly in sectors where young people can drive innovation and growth. To industry leaders here today, I urge you to consider the ways in which you can support this mission. Invest in youth-driven projects, mentor young entrepreneurs, and open doors for the youth, for the new generation. Because if not you, then who? You can clap. This is why we cannot kick the can further down the road for the next person to worry about. They say the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, and the second best time is now. You can clap again. Therefore, by joining forces, we can build a prosperous future for KwaZulu-Natal, one where every young person has the opportunity to realize their potential and make a positive impact. In closing, I would like to thank the Department of Social Development once again for this initiative and for their commitment to the youth of our province. At the Durban Chamber, we are committed to working alongside you to build a more inclusive, vibrant economy. Let us make this opportunity and let us make most of this opportunity, and create a KwaZulu-Natal where our youth not only dream, but thrive. Yabo.
Menenhle, a charming and capable and talented young man, Mr. Menenhle Nzama. We must remember that name. How old are you, Menenhle? How much? 21? 21. You only have to wait 40 years to join the Youth League. But keep working at it. But you see, this is what we're talking about. This is what we're talking. We got the youth, we've got the ambition, we've got the talent, we've got all of the elements. Before I ask MEC to come and do the big reveal, let's just quickly watch a video that shows the impact that DSD, through skills development, has had on the youth.
Hi, I'm Ethan Marie and I'm 21 years old. I've completed a chief assistant course at the Wentworth Youth Centre. So I heard about the centre through social media. When I matriculated in 2021, I knew that I had a place here in 2022 because I heard what a great success this youth centre would be. When I finished studying here, I found a job at the MSc, so I basically went and applied for the job and everything. Ma'am Charlie was so supportive. I had Sia in the background helping me with the interview questions and my CV and things like that. So when I went for the job interview, the lady was like, you go learn your CGC and you go do your passport. And because of the experience I had here, I was accepted into the MSc. They needed hospitality and they needed someone that knew about public health. So I was well equipped with the youth center experience, and I must say I thank them very much because I am where I am today because of them. I will be leaving for Italy in May and I'm so excited. And I must thank social development and the youth center. And I always encourage the youth in the community is that even though this thing here is not going to give you a solid salary, but it's worth it at the end. It's a stepping stone into your future.
Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. We're at that moment, ladies and gentlemen, to launch or to announce the launch of the Integrated Youth Development Strategy. Please welcome Ms. Cynthia Mbali Shinga, the Honorable MEC for Social Development. Whatever you have left in you, throw it out there. Come on, throw it out there. Halala. Halala, Ms. Cynthia. Hala.
Thank you very much. Please allow me to greet you properly first. The Honorable Premier, Mr. A.T. Ntuli, the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, ZP Mieni, the Honorable Deputy Mayor of eThekwini Metro, Mr. Alan Greenroy, the Dean, Honorary Consul of Belgium for KZN and Free State, Ms. Josie Radcliffe, the Consul General for the United States of America, Li Jingong, the Honorary Consul General for China, with Ms. Miu Jing, Ms. Mamarame Matela, the Honorary Consul General for Lesotho, Ms. Moipane Pitt, Consular Attached for Lesotho, Mr. Joni Daniland, Honorary Consul of Finland, Mrs. Masha Gabriel, Honorary Consul of Ethiopia, Mr. Isaac Machola, Honorary Consul of Mozambique, Ms. Narisa Ramdani, Honorary Consul of Chile, Mr. Mzuvele Mtetwa of the East Coast Radio and the entire East Coast Radio team, except for the program director. Ms. Tobegile Honono, in particular East Coast Radio, Ms. Mzobe, the Regional Executive Manager of SASA, Ms. Pel Bengu from Itala, Mr. Sim Nguni from SIDA, Ms. Amanda Zuma, CFO Itala, Ladies and gentlemen, from the Durban Chamber of Commerce, I am proud to learn that they have introduced the youth wing. Siyabonga kakhulu, and thank you for honoring our invitation. The government workers, government employees led by HOD namhlanje, who introduced our guests, Ms. Nelsiwe Vilakazi, DDG's chief directors, ngizwa amagama amasha ke namhlanje kuthiwa kuno Frederick, so angifuni nami ukuhamba lapho. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, family, sanibonani. Sesilokhu ke esihlangene ngako namhlanje, but I thought it is imperative for me to greet ama guests wethu namhlanje who really took their time to come and be with us. At the core of our interaction with communities, we have been explaining the department's shift from a poorly welfare state to a more developmental approach. This basically means that we want to create societies that would not solely depend on social grants. We have partnered with a number of stakeholders such as institutions of higher learning, private sector, and non-profit organizations. This cooperation is vital as it assists people to be able to make a living, but moreover provide for their families. Already we have provided skills such as sewing, baking, cooking to many needy people in our province. You saw the video here, but we are already seeing positive outcomes. For an example, we have a young lady who was trained at one of our skills development centers in Bluff here in Durban. She's now a qualified chef and she was employed by MSC Cruise. This is exactly the partnership we are talking about. We will continue to empower our communities with the main focus being women in rural areas, as well as youth. We've launched our integrated women socio-economic strategy on women that help us to have a clear focus. That is the reason the reason why as government and Department of Social Development, we have to pay a close focus on issues affecting our youth. So, a lot has been said. Some of our guests touched on the strategy, so I'm not going to take much of the time this evening, but I do want to say that at our tables, on top of our tables, you can scan and have access to the document that I am presenting now. Beautiful, ne? Ayivele lapha emafonini strategy. Are you on it? So, ladies and gentlemen, the KZN DSD Youth Development Strategy. Baphika abantu baka IT have challenged you to be youthful. Now mine is not opening here. You see what it's like. So anizungisiza. Thank you. Also press. Okay, let's start afresh.
What if we let a laptop?
Okay, it's fine.
Look, let a laptop. So, shit.
Okay. Oh, okay. Let's give us a better sound. Ngiyabonga. I've been advised to change the gadget.
Interesting strategy. I'm just going to explain to the people. This happens everywhere. We've all experienced this. And something fails, and then immediately, come youth.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu.
Here, all of captains of ministry are explaining to you how we're going to empower the youth. Meanwhile, please empower us to speak. Empower us to. Are you good?
Thank you very much. So you see why I did not greet the program director. That's exactly why. So that's our executive summary. The youth of South Africa continues to face unfavorable challenges, including joblessness due to the lack of adequate skills and economic opportunities. Currently, the majority of youth are unemployed, and existing youth entrepreneurs struggle to transition to a market economy, identify new employment opportunities, and establish themselves in significant business opportunities. The onset of the worldwide COVID-19 pandemic exacerbated the many inequities in South Africa because the lockdowns resulted in massive job losses and the closure or downscaling of many businesses and their operations. This only served to deepen the triple challenges of unemployment, poverty, and inequality. Ladies and gentlemen, as in a form of a background, we all know we are still struggling. We are still trying to recover from many challenges that KwaZulu-Natal held, amongst others, COVID-19, the unrest, and many others. So that also contributes to the challenges that youth face today. So the Department of Social Development then prioritizes the empowerment of youth to actively include young people in the programs, in capacity building to leverage available opportunities whilst addressing the social needs. It's not moving. Furthermore, the program and intentions of the Department of Social Development okay, no more problems. Furthermore, the activities, program, and interventions of the Department of Social Development at the national, provincial, local, and district levels are coordinated and integrated to collectively address youth challenges. Also, it focuses on the utilization of resources to maximize impact and endeavors to avoid duplication and silo approach. Coordination and integration should similarly take place across all sector departments at various levels, and to this end, interaction through the DDM district development model is supported. The KZN DSD fully supports the notion of coordinated and integrated efforts. In summary, we want to work with other departments, and we are mentioning the DDM model, which starts at a ward level, where people sit in war rooms to LTTs, to DTTs, and then challenges are reported. So no one, we believe, must not hear or be informed of our programs and plans. Then the rationale of the integrated youth development strategy. The department then points out that the government of the Republic of South Africa is committed to changing the lives of youth through decisive interventions aimed at imparting knowledge, skills, and work experience to enhance youth access to sustainable and transformational opportunities. the problem statement, the enormous potential of the youth goes to waste because joblessness, poverty, and lack of education and inequality hinders them from meaningful economic participation and aggravate the already slow economic growth and dire socio-economic substances they find themselves in. Then the objectives of this strategy: to actively involve the youth of KwaZulu-Natal in empowerment programs for individual and community development, to improve youth socio-economic status through involvement in skills development program, to minimize the exposure of youth to poverty and unemployment and eradicate it in the long term, to reduce vulnerability of youth to socio-economic exigencies, to plan, coordinate, integrate, monitor, and evaluate development interventions. Then the next slide is mainly on policy and legislative framework that really informs us. Those are the national policies, and then the other side are the international. Among our national is the Constitution of the Republic, Social Welfare White Paper of 1997, the NYDA Act, that is why they are here today, and many others. NPO Act, we did indicate that we work with them, and in a long run, they are based in communities, and they are our arm, because they are where the communities are at, and many other policies that you can read the situational analysis. It then provides information on several external and internal factors that impact the lives of young people to help develop bases for understanding both challenges and potentialities of their circumstances. We can read further there. That's the situational analysis being continued. I do want to reflect to the youth bulge just a little bit. As these young people become of working age and there are too few jobs, the knock-on effects for society in general can be extremely negative. In many countries around the world, youth unemployment seems to be the key driver of instability. So if you partner with us and get this program running, we'll be equipping young people, and we believe KwaZulu-Natal will be more stable. Youth unemployment, as pointed out in the KZN PIYDS 2021 to 2025, the South African youth aged between 15 to 34 years constitute 34.7% of the population. Bearing this in mind, young people continue to face these challenges, and key amongst them is the problem of structural unemployment, and this is not an understatement that this challenge has reached crisis proportions. Young people's unemployment rate is high irrespective of their education level, because employers often prefer to employ those with previous work experiences. Then in our situational analysis, we also talk about, we include youth with disabilities, as mentioned earlier. Cultural or religious beliefs can underpin the stigma, because the stigma of disability can extend to entire families. That is such that a child is believed to be a punishment for a family member having sinned. Children with disabilities are often not reported, and parents can be put under pressure to abandon or even kill their children with disabilities. And then GBV and femicide, even the Honorable Premier reflected on it earlier on, which our strategy is inclusive of youth with disability, as well as the LGBTQIA+ communities. So we believe that if we address, if this strategy works and is effective for us, all the stigma and many challenges that young people face. We normally call them social ills. They will be eradicated. The department then of the development of the KZN DSD Integrated Youth Development Strategy is approached in terms of the socio-ecological model. This 4-level model takes into account the complex interplay between individual, family, community, and the society, and it demonstrates how factors at one level influence factors at other levels. This integrated approach requires attention and interventions across multiple levels at the same time. You can see it there from individual to family to community to the society. I reflected on that earlier on. The next slide then shows us the purpose, the scope itself. We then align with the national and provincial policy and strategies on youth to address KZN youth in terms of COVID-19, demographic dividend, not in employment, education or training, social cohesion, educational challenges, homelessness, youth living with disabilities, teenage pregnancy, substance abuse, as well as SRHR, like HIV and AIDS and family planning. The scope, the reach of this strategy then includes all youth in their diversity and different segments in school or out of school, unemployed, rural areas, township, youth in conflicts with the law, youth-headed households, youth at risk, youth with disability, LGBTQIA+ community. And then the integrated youth development principle: 1, participatory involvement; 2, needs-based assessment; intersectoral collaboration; youth-informed goals; equality focus; inclusive and fair. The scope, we've already spoken to the scope of our strategy, and then the pillars of the strategy. Pillar 1, youth empowerment through capacity building. Our pillar 2, youth mobilization. Youth and skills development, and youth and economic participation. I want to pause and talk to youth mobilization. When I walked up, I took one interview and they were asking how is then the Department of Social Development is going to reach out to communities in rural areas, in urban, you know, they are concerned if this strategy is going to reach everyone. I do want to confirm and say already as the department, we are all over the province of KwaZulu-Natal and our offices are all over. We are in social media, so no young person must be excluded. If you were to hear amongst the youth organizations and youth themselves present here, you will see how diverse we are. So we want to make sure that there is inclusivity amongst geographic areas, racial areas, etc., etc. So we are going to mobilize young people to take advantage of such an opportunity. Then the theory for change: the enormous potential of youth goes to waste because joblessness, poverty, lack of education and inequality hinder them from meaningful economic participation and aggravate already the slow economic growth. We've already spoken to that. Somebody said something was smelling, so I'm not going to take more time. Unfortunately, my sense of is not working. So that's the depiction of the theory for change, ladies and gentlemen. I am then our honored guests, the staff of the department, youth organizations, our partners, the business sector. I am honored to present to you the integrated youth development strategy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Ms. Cynthia Mbali Shinga, the Honorable MEC for Social Development. Also, incidentally, the best dressed in the room. I'm sorry, we took a vote, and she's the best dressed. Yes. And thank you for talking so effortlessly on a very, very complicated issue with many, many pillars, and thank you for making that clear for us, MEC. So, before I announce that dinner is ready, I just want to say to you that now the municipality, the government, the leaders, and the captains of industry and the youth are now all in one room. Do with it what you will. Take this opportunity. As you've seen, I can only talk personally from East Coast Radio. We are willing and able and agile. And if you want to sit, Mzuvela is there. He's sitting right there. If you guys want to speak to any of the leaders from far-flung lands, they are here in the room. Don't just go get food and sit and that's it. Take this opportunity. This is where you network. This is where you make the decisions now. Don't make an appointment now to make a decision at a later date. Make the decision now. The youth are getting older. Let's do it while the youth are still young. So thank you to all of our, oh no, fantastic. Thank you, Dean. Thank you. Okay, you may take your jackets off. There we go. The most senior member has done so. All right, again, one more time, can we give our MSC a big round of applause? Thank you very much. To make things easier so that we don't have this long queue, we do have 2 feeding stations, well not feeding stations, buffet areas. All the food is halal, so you don't need to walk past it and find some small table that's somewhere. All the food is halal. And I'm just going to ask our East Coast Radio people, Tobakile Honolo and Zama and Kirsten, if you can assist. What we'll start off with is our VVVV VIP table in the front, MEC, and your table. You make your way, and then we'll ask the East Coast Radio ladies. They'll come to your table, they'll knock on your table and say, "Okay, you're up." So there'll be no ambiguity there. So at the one table at a time, and then I suppose the DJ will take over, the dancing will commence, and the festivities. So eat, meet, network, and we'll see you in business. Thank you very much. Also, DJ, thank you very much. Just want to let you know that just around the corner here, there is a cash bar, and the bar is open.